Throughout history, perspective has had many significant impacts on the way humans have acted. Things aren't always as simple as black and white. People see things differently, and arguments can arise. These conflicts sometimes resolve peacefully, but often not. An example of this was during the slave trade. Africans were taken from their homes and taken to America without having any say in the matter. The slave owners had a completely different view on this than the actual slaves. According to the slave owners, slavery was good for the slaves. The slave owners took on the burden of caring for the interests of these inferior beings, seeing that they would be fed, clothed, and given religious instruction. Slaves didn't see the same way as their owners. They didn't see themselves as an inferior race. They were maltreated and certainly not lucky. They were forced to work long hours, and if they slacked even the tiniest bit, a near-death treatment awaited them. In the eyes of the slave owners, they were helping the slaves. In the eyes of the slaves, they were doing the opposite of helping. They were oppressing and abusive. Another example of when perspective played a big part during history was during the Holocaust. When Hitler decided to try and exterminate the Jews, he didn't see himself as an evil mass murderer that was crazy. From his perspective, exterminating them was absolutely necessary. The Jews were basically evil, and if Germany was to be a perfect country, there would be no place for them. The Jews obviously didn't agree with Hitler. They were forced to hide for their lives. They were the same at the core, and just a few minor differences made them the Germans' enemies. Whether it is slave owners versus slaves, Nazis versus Jews, or any of the countless other moments of conflict in history, perspective has always been a big part in the way humans behave.